The first touch was not thunderous. It wasn't a rocket shot or a gravity-defying leap. It was a simple control under the floodlights, a pause that lasted less than a heartbeat. But in that pause, something electric passed through the stadium. The kind of feeling you only get when history leans forward to watch itself unfold. Because on that night, power was about to meet poetry. And at the center of it stood Cristiano Ronaldo, facing the red and white rhythm of Arsenal. The theater of expectation. The Emirates hummed with anticipation. Not fear. Not hostility. Anticipation. Arsenal had always prided themselves on beauty, their passing triangles, their fluid movement, their belief that football should be played like a symphony. The ball moved quickly, cleanly, elegantly. Poetry in motion. Ronaldo represented something different. He was not subtle. He did not whisper his intentions. His game was carved from repetition, from discipline, from explosive will. He attacked space the way lightning attacks the sky, sudden, unapologetic, destructive. The contrast felt almost philosophical. Could power disrupt poetry? Or would poetry tame power? Opening movements. The first 15 minutes belonged to Arsenal's rhythm. Short passes stitched the midfield together. One-touch combinations teased Ronaldo's teammates into chasing shadows. The crowd clapped in approval, a steady beat echoing through the stands. Ronaldo stood near the halfway line, scanning. He wasn't frustrated. He was measuring. Each Arsenal movement, each overlapping run, each shift in defensive shape, he absorbed it all like data. When the ball finally reached him, it came unexpectedly, a loose touch from an Arsenal defender attempting to turn under pressure. Ronaldo didn't hesitate. He surged forward. The first collision. A defender closed him down quickly. Another shadowed from behind. Ronaldo planted his left foot, rolled the ball across his body, and accelerated. The defender stretched, fingertips brushing fabric, but Ronaldo's stride lengthened. The stadium gasped. He cut inside. For a moment, Arsenal's shape fractured. Then the shot came, fierce, rising, venomous. It smashed against the crossbar and flew back into play. The noise that followed was a mixture of relief and awe. That was the warning. Arsenal's response. Arsenal answered not with fear, but with art. A flowing move down the left wing unfolded like choreography. One pass into midfield. A delicate flick around the corner. A sudden through ball that split defenders cleanly. The striker finished calmly. 1-0. The Emirates exploded. Poetry had spoken first. Ronaldo walked back toward the center circle, expression unchanged. If anything, his jaw tightened slightly. He did not argue. He did not gesture wildly. He recalibrated. The equalizer. 10 minutes later, the shift began. A corner kick floated into the box. Arsenal's defenders rose confidently, they had trained for this. But Ronaldo rose higher. It wasn't just elevation. It was timing, precision. The way his body seemed to suspend itself in midair, defying physics for half a second longer than anyone else. His header crashed into the net. Silence. Then shock. Then reluctant admiration. Power had answered poetry. 1-1. The duel intensifies. The match turned into a philosophical argument played at sprint speed. Arsenal kept weaving patterns, refusing to abandon their identity. Their midfield pivot orchestrated tempo, drawing Ronaldo's side into pressing traps. Ronaldo, meanwhile, became relentless. He tracked back to win possession. He sprinted into channels to stretch defenders. He demanded the ball under pressure. Midway through the second half, he received it near the right flank. A defender squared up. Prepared. Ronaldo slowed. Then unleashed a series of stepovers, not flamboyant, not wasteful, precise, calculated. The defender shifted his weight the wrong way. Ronaldo burst past him. A low cross flashed across the box. Goal. 2-1. Now the Emirates felt different. The rhythm had been disrupted. The moment of authority. Arsenal pressed desperately for an equalizer, their passes growing sharper, more urgent. But urgency can blur poetry. A misplaced pass in midfield landed at Ronaldo's feet. He didn't hesitate. 30 yards out. One touch to settle. One explosive strike. The ball rocketed toward the top corner, bending late, unstoppable. 3-1. The away fans roared. Ronaldo stood still, arms slightly outstretched, breathing heavy, chest rising and falling. This wasn't just dominance. It was declaration. Human and relentless. Arsenal did not collapse. They scored again through a sweeping move that reminded everyone why they were admired. 3-2. The tension returned. But Ronaldo refused to allow doubt to settle. In the dying minutes, with Arsenal committing bodies forward, he intercepted a pass deep in his own half. He sprinted the length of the pitch. One defender chased. Another lunged. Ronaldo cut inside, then outside, muscles burning. He didn't blast it this time. He rolled it calmly into the bottom corner. 4-2. Poetry had been met with power. And power had prevailed. After the whistle. When the final whistle blew, Arsenal players dropped to their knees, exhausted but dignified. They had played beautifully. They had expressed themselves. But Ronaldo had imposed himself. As the players exchanged handshakes, there was no arrogance in his demeanor, only the quiet confidence of a man who had prepared for this collision long before it happened. The Emirates crowd applauded, not just their team, but the spectacle. Because sometimes, football is not about who was better historically. It is about who was undeniable tonight. Why it still echoes. Years later, highlights from that night circulate endlessly. Not because of controversy. Not because of drama. But because it captured something pure. The eternal debate between structure and force. Between elegance and intensity. Between poetry and power. And on that unforgettable evening, Cristiano Ronaldo embodied the latter so completely that even poetry had to bow.